here we are. Hello again from Fired Up. I'm your host for the show, Bob Irwin, broadcasting from Rigel Studios here in Las Vegas, Nevada. This show is about guns, related politics, and self-defense issues. Fired Up is on our website, firedupwithbobirwin.com, and on the American Guns and Glory Network, also YouTube and numerous other media. A new show is posted every Thursday around 5 p.m. Pacific time. The audio feed is rebroadcast for radio listeners Saturdays at noon on the Nevada Talk Network. Check out KELY1230.com for a station in your area. If you have questions or comments, you can send an email to bob@firedupmail.com. Again, that's bob@firedupmail.com. Or leave a message on my office recorder, 702-257-1060. That's 702-257-1060. You know the drill. If you leave contact information, I'll respond by email, text, or telephones. And if you don't leave a message, I can't call you back. There are several hundred defensive uses of firearms every week in the United States, rarely truthfully covered by any mainstream media. We always present a few of those for our listeners' education. Most are good shootings, some are questionable, sometimes they're just plain wrong, but they're all educational for those of you who keep a firearm for self-defense in your home or carry one on the street. Individual incidents are generally adjudicated under local law. The advice given here might not apply to listeners in different jurisdictions. And importantly, stories are often paraphrased for clarity by translation from police jargon, what I call lawyer speak, or regional accents into standard American English. The incidents are as reported, except the names of the plaintiffs and defendants are omitted for privacy reasons. The contravirus epidemic has changed the face of the firearms industry in Las Vegas and indeed the entire United States. In Nevada, most gun shops are on limited hours, aren't teaching classes at all, and have limits on the number of customers allowed inside due to social distancing orders from Governor Steve Sisolak's office. It is my opinion that in a free country, people should be able to make their own choices about the risks involved. Citizens over 65 account for the lion's share of deaths, with most younger folks, although they are infected, having few or no symptoms and a small percentage of serious illnesses. People under 60 have even had way fewer deaths due to the virus. That being said, statistics show that the number of suicides and mental breakdowns are huge. The financial losses because of lost jobs and the helpless feeling as they watch their families deteriorate is the cause of that. Children are home with schools being closed and no child care available places parents, especially single parents, in a horrible dilemma. Our governor is thinking he knows what's best for the peasants, but he is the one creating this problem. As a person over 65, actually by quite a bit, I chose to stay home, but that is my choice to make, not the governor's. Meanwhile, crime is going up. Burglaries, which now all become home invasions as everybody is home when they're stuck there. Street robberies are way up. Professional criminals are not staying at home as they never obey ordinary laws, let alone the governor's ego-driven illegal directives. This first story, now that I've got that off my chest, this first story comes from the Cheney Free Press. A reporter named John McCallum reported on April 4, 2020, in Spokane County, Washington State, that is. Deputies and Airway Heights Police were called to a home on the 2600 block of North Colville Road, northeast of Airway Heights and north of Palisades Park, if you know where that is, just before midnight about a burglary in progress. The report said the homeowner and his wife were upstairs watching TV and had just turned the TV off. Then they heard noises downstairs. Fearing an intruder, the homeowner armed himself with a shotgun and went downstairs, where he encountered a 29-year-old in the kitchen using his microwave. When the homeowner asked the intruder what he was doing, the intruder replied that he was doing their dishes. The homeowner told him to leave several times. The intruder began walking towards the home's staircase, and fearing for his family's safety, the homeowner yelled at him to stop or he would fire. The intruder then advanced on the homeowner and a struggle ensued. The homeowner fired a round of birdshot into the home's floor. The 29-year-old stepped back and then advanced again at the homeowner. The resident fired into the 29-year-old's leg, and he turned around and fled the residence. He was found by officers a short distance away, yelling for help and bleeding profusely from his thigh. The officers applied first aid, of course. The intruder was then transported to a local hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The subject said he thought he was at a friend's house and went inside to use the bathroom. But he must have gone to the wrong house, he said, because some guy shot him. The suspect remains hospitalized and will face first-degree burglary charges when released. Deputies said the homeowner will not face charges with the information that is currently known. I should add that he said during his interview that he was at a house that a friend of his owned, and the friend told him he could come over to use the bathroom whenever he wanted. Turns out the friend he named, the police were able to find him. He was currently in prison and had been for 4 years. So he obviously didn't just tell the guy to come use the bathroom at my house whenever you wanted. And even if that was true, he's at the wrong house. Anyway, the comments here, letting the intruder get that close was certainly a tactical error. It's hard for ordinary citizens to grasp that an intruder he's pointing a shotgun at would advance at him rather than run. Cops expect that. Civilians don't expect that. So you can't really blame the homeowner for making a poor decision there. It's just fortunate for him that this Looney Tunes decided once to advance it again, and he fired and actually hit him, that the guy then decided to leave and not continue the fight when he was already wounded. We're going to break just for a moment here for a brief word from some of our friends and associates. I'll be right back. Don't go away. Freestyle Martial Arts, located at Jones and Russell here in Las Vegas. You can reach them at 702-551-9009. That's 702-551-9009. CCS Gunsmithing. Chris Eifelt, the man who does all the NRA help, he's at 2216 South Rainbow Boulevard near Sahara. He can be reached at 702-365-1732. Once again, 702-365-1732. Jerry Creed, a trust attorney. If you have a firearms trust or need one, this is your guy. You can reach Jerry at 702-806-7777. That is 702-806-7777. CCW Maggie is found all over the internet. You can reach her by phone at 702-375-5900. That's 702-375-5900. All sorts of firearms training, ladies only classes. She is the best of the best. Call CCW Maggie. And I'm back. This next story falls into the what idiot would do this, shootings that are just plain wrong because the victim let himself get in this position. This is from Fox 5 Atlanta. A reporter named Natalie Fultz reported on March 25th, 2020, in southwest Atlanta, a 38-year-old resident met a woman on a dating website. According to Captain F. Turner of the Atlanta Police, the male invited the woman over. When she got there, she had a friend with her. Turner added, "We got a call about a person shot in the 1400 block of Sherry Lane around 2:30 a.m. Shortly after the woman arrived, the women arrived, she had a girlfriend with her, another man arrived with a rifle and snuck inside. When he was startled by the homeowner's dog, and that's when the homeowner grabbed his gun and the two started shooting. According to police, the two women and the would-be robber took off. When officers arrived, they found the male intruder suffering from a gunshot wound to his right leg. The victim told us he believes one of the women may have also been hit by a bullet. Captain Turner said, the paramedics took the wounded intruder to the local hospital. He's listed in stable condition. This was a setup and will be following leads to find out who these people are, Captain Turner said. At last report, they were searching for the two women. This comment here, this idiot invites a woman over that he found on a dating website at 2 o'clock in the morning. Two women show up. What could possibly go wrong here? Not just a robbery, this is also during the coronavirus pandemic, and he invites two women over to have a party. One can't believe the stupidity of some people, but, you know, this is where I tell my listeners, don't invite people over at 2:30 in the morning during the coronavirus. And if two women show up instead of the one, don't go, oh, it's party time. He did so many things wrong. I'll be amazed if he walks away from this, although the shooting itself was apparently valid. We'll find out whether he comes down with the virus and killed himself. Anyway, we will break again for a brief word from some of our friends and associates. I'll be right back again. Attorney Donald J. Green, a common guest of mine on Fired Up. He can be reached at 702-409-8239. He specializes in gun case litigation. He is your man, Don Green, 702-409-8239. At Ricardo's Restaurant, where you'll usually find me eating lunch every day if I can get there, they're at the corner of Flamingo and Decatur here in Las Vegas. You can reach them at 702-227-9100. That's 702-227-9100. And Battlefield Vegas, my new kind of home for this show. They're on Circus Drive, directly behind the Circus Hotel and Casino. You can find them there with CCW classes and an amazing place for gun rentals, everything you could possibly imagine. Check out, if you're in town as a tourist, check out battlefieldvegas.com. And we are back again. Those of you who are local will know from recent news reports that Ricardo's is closing. Ricardo's Mexican restaurant. My friend Bob, who runs that, I spoke to him yesterday. He has made the decision that with what they're allowed to do now and the money they have to put in to reopen, right now they're just doing takeout. If you want some of his wonderful Mexican food and Cadillac margaritas and everything else on their menu, if you call the restaurant, go back to this slide when you're looking at the show, call the restaurant, and in 20 minutes, show up and they will let you pick up your order. and it'll keep his skeleton crew still operating for a while anyway. It's tough what he's going through right now, but there's no way around it. So we're going to be sorry to lose him as a place, as a watering hole when this virus thing is finally over. We'll talk about Battlefield Vegas at the end of the show. They're also closed down at the moment, and they're going to be open again, but they are shut. This next story is from KPVI-TV, reported April 5th, 2020, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. City police say a teen robbed a pizza shop Saturday night in the Tacony neighborhood of Philadelphia. Police say just before 11 p.m., a 16-year-old arrived at Star Pizza on the 5800 block of Torringsdale Avenue, if you know where that is. Investigators say he demanded money, which was refused. He then ran out a side door. The owner, armed with a gun, chased after him, firing a shot at the teen. Not a good plan. Officials say the teen got into a waiting vehicle and drove away. According to investigators, the teen later showed up at Jefferson Frankfurt Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police say he was arrested at the hospital and faces numerous charges. This is my standard lecture that once you are safe, never pursue fleeing criminals. Courts look at who caused the combatants to come together. You cannot chase a bad guy down and then claim self-defense. Let law enforcement do the chasing. They're required to try to catch criminals, and they have some lawsuit immunity because of that. You are chasing the perp because you chose to, not because you're required to. You can't win that argument. One last story here. This is from CBS TV 13, April 20 of 2020 in Sacramento, California. This was a really long story that I really made a whole lot shorter. You should look this one up on the internet. April 20, 2020 in Sacramento, California. A subject was wanted in connection with an attempted robbery in Rockland over the weekend. Police say the suspect rammed into 3 businesses with his SUV in an attempt to rob them. Police say the vehicle was then seen the following Monday when police vehicles pulled up behind him near Interstate 80. The suspect sped off, leading officers on a chase. Now, this is days again after the burglary. Multiple agencies joined the chase. It's in the middle of California, you can imagine, and ended up where the suspect got out of his black SUV and ran into a residential neighborhood. The San Bernardino police reports that he broke into a residence in the Welcome Inn mobile home park just before 4 a.m. The homeowner shot the suspect when he broke in, and he was pronounced dead at the scene. No other injuries were reported. The female passenger who was in the car with the suspect was also detained. The Sacramento County Sheriff's spokesman said, "We believe the homeowner was in fear of his life, and in that fear used deadly force on the subject. Anyone with additional information about this guy and the overall incident is asked to call Detective Silva at 909-384-4890. Comments here is all responsible homeowners should keep a defensive firearm in their homes and practice with it. So at 4 a.m., you can use it quickly and effectively. Training matters in these types of cases. You know, when you suddenly need the gun and you haven't shot it in years and years, haven't practiced with it, haven't dry fired with it, don't know where the safety is, et cetera, you have to be a responsible gun owner, keep it stored safely, and when it's ready to use, be ready to use it. That is your responsibility. You can check out our recent shows at firedupwithboberwin.com. It contains several dozen recent episodes. Please patronize our friends and supporters. We'll be back next Thursday on our website, firedupwithboberwin.com, and on YouTube at the American Guns and Glory Network and numerous other websites, television, and radio stations. When watching on any media, just click subscribe and new shows will be sent to your computer or phone automatically and are free of charge. Please forward these broadcasts to your friends. Our logo merchandise, hats, shirts, and books are available online at battlefieldvegas.com, but I have to explain, Battlefield Vegas, because of the size of the organization and all the things they do with driving tanks around and shooting miniguns, that location is closed. Their sister location, Lock and Load Gun Shop, is open, and the books and hats and so forth are available there. If you cannot do it mail order, you can go on battlefieldvegas.com website and order online. They're still doing that. But if you want them in person, you can go to Lock and Load, 3490 Southeastern Avenue in Henderson. Okay. Remember, the audio portion is repeated on the Nevada Talk Network all across Nevada on Saturdays at noon. Check out the stations again at KELY1230.com. Thank you so much for supporting Fired Up. Hopefully we get through this mess. Stay safe. Remember, criminals aren't on lockdown. They're still out there looking for you. Be safe. Stay home if you must. It's your choice, not Governor Sisolak's choice. Have a good day.